You're watching King 5 News.
Lots of events going on this weekend and lots of road construction. I'm Amy Marino, live in Medina. Coming up, we'll tell you what you need to know before you head out.
Standing ovation at the NBA draft as Commissioner Adam Silver calls the name of a player recently diagnosed with a career-ending medical condition. 7:30. Welcome back to King 5 Morning News. I'm Mark Wright.
I'm Joyce Taylor. Good morning and welcome to the end of the week to a Friday. Let's start with Tracy T. looking at the roads for us. Trace?
Hasn't been an easy Friday morning to say, drive times getting up to 45 minutes in a few spots. Northbound 5, mid-Boeing Field, stall off to the side. He's a little bit of a distraction. They've cleared our crash on southbound 5 at the Michigan curve. They have finally cleared everything up with this earlier rolled semi that was now into the Gore Point that impacted the drive not only on southbound 405 onto westbound 90, but northbound as well. But northbound 405 still feeling the effects from this earlier crash. We'll talk closures coming up here in less than 10 minutes. But Rich, it's looking a little soggy down through the Renton S curves.
Yeah, we've been seeing that weakening front trying to move the rain in from the south, but it's been pretty unsuccessful getting it much north of Seattle. You can see on the Doppler radar, in fact, things pretty dry from Seattle all the way up there to about the Everett area, and then run into maybe a couple of showers up there towards Mount Vernon and Bellingham. That next band pushing its way northward and again trying to make its way up over the Kitsap Peninsula. May see some of those showers make it up to Seattle in the next half an hour or so. Take a look at temperatures. Those are running mostly mid-50s to right around 60 degrees, so pretty mild. Look for showers and sun breaks at noontime, low 60s, and mid to upper 60s with showers and sun breaks at 5 o'clock. Are going to be looking for some cool and occasionally showery weather for a part of the weekend. Some much sunnier and warmer weather as we head into next week, plus the 4th of July forecast coming up in this half hour.
All right, thanks, Rich. We'll see you then. 7:31 is the time right now. If you have errands to run in and around Seattle, today might be the day to do it.
Major road closures kick off this weekend. King 5's Amy Marino joining us live along 520 with a preview. Amy?
Well, good morning, Joyce. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this weekend is going to be another bad one in the Puget Sound region. It's going to be kind of a double whammy with construction on both 520 and I-5. Now, first, we're dealing with 3 lanes of northbound I-5, and that's at the West Seattle Bridge that are going to be shut down. And on Sunday, after you deal with that trouble, there's going to be another closure on northbound I-5 near the Ship Canal Bridge. Now, add to all of that the closure here on 520. This weekend, they're planning to do the annual inspection of the bridge, and they need to do some ultrasonic testing. That's where they check for any cracks or problems. And they're also going to do construction on the new bridge. DOT representatives say they're doing the best they can to maximize the work and hopefully inconvenience drivers less in the long run. Still, they warn this weekend is not going to be an easy drive.
We really need drivers to be prepared for this weekend. There's a lot of events going on this weekend. We've got baseball games, we have a Cher concert, we've got the Seattle Pride Parade. So drivers, when you're looking at those kind of closures, they really need to plan ahead, think about alternate routes.
And for those alternate routes, DOT told us their best suggestions, and there may not really be any good options out there this weekend. Their best suggestions are State Route 99. And if you're heading north on I-5, let's say you're in the South Sound or you just need to get north past Seattle and you don't need to go into Seattle, they're suggesting you go on I-405, kind of bypass I-5 if you can, and hopefully the traffic will be a little bit easier. For now, we're live in Medina. Amy Marino, King 5 News.
Amy, thank you. 7:33 is the time right now. After 8 shootings and 200 911 calls connected to a single bar, the mayor of Renton is fed up. Dennis Law wants to revoke the liquor license of the Home Run Restaurant and Lounge. The most recent shooting was about a week ago. It took the life of a 27-year-old man. Ann Healy has lived in this neighborhood off Airport Way for decades. She says everything changed about 3 years ago when the bar opened.
And then it turned into a bar, and different people took it over, and it's been noisy ever since, really, with loud music, especially at weekends.
His clientele has a small percentage of bad eggs. All of them do. But to blame the business is hokum.
The bar's owner says that deadly shooting didn't take place on his property, but in an alley adjacent to it. He says he's being unfairly targeted.
A memorial service has now been set for the well-known outdoor rider who died while hiking on Mount Rainier last weekend. The service for Karen Sykes will be Monday, July 14th at the Mountaineers Seattle Program Center in Magnuson Park. People are invited to share stories and memories about Karen at 6:30, with the program starting at 7.
Soccer star Hope Solo has offered an apology following that fight last weekend in which she's accused of hitting her teenage nephew and assaulting her half-sister. In a statement released today, Solo writes this: "I understand that as a public figure, I am held to a higher standard of conduct. I take seriously my responsibilities as a role model and sincerely apologize to everyone I have disappointed." She went on to say she is looking forward to getting back on the pitch with the Seattle Reign and the U.S. women's national team.
7:34 now. The state Supreme Court heard arguments in the SeaTac $15 minimum wage case. Airport workers took their appeal to our state's highest court yesterday after a judge sided with the Port of Seattle. She ruled the city's $15 minimum wage does not apply to airport workers since the airport is under the port's jurisdiction. The justices wanted to talk about conflicts within the new SeaTac law and whether state rules would allow the airport to set its own minimum wage. They're expected to rule on this issue in a few months. The Pride Parade could draw the largest crowd in Seattle Pride history. That's because this weekend marks the event's 40th anniversary. The parade along 4th Avenue on Sunday expected to start about 11 o'clock with the big pre-show at Westlake Park starting at 10 o'clock.